Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Okay, you see the title, man live streams and chokes out DCS worker during interview. I would like to take a break from politics this evening, if you don't mind. I'm drained. I'm exhausted. We've been doing shows leading up to the election, then the election itself, and then Kamala Harris, talking. I've had enough for right now. Just about enough. So the title, out of Arizona, this story, it happened this past Tuesday. I do know it's a very delicate situation. My question early to you, is this sort of thing legal where a Department of Child Safety Services can go into a school, talk to your child, and you're not present? Again, I think you have to just look at the video, and I want to discuss this in detail. Sadly, it's a little entertaining, but the guy's okay. He has been charged. The DCS worker, he's okay, but they did charge the father with attempted murder, and his bond is very high. It's like $500,000. Okay. Good evening in the live chat. How you guys doing? Also, my showrunner, Lamar Odom, former basketball great. He's got himself a ring or two. He has purchased a custom doll, and the doll, he wants it to resemble his ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian, okay? This is according to New York Post, page 6, and a few other different sources. Now, Lamar Odom, I met him one time, actually. Good guy. He's been on Drink Champs, and he's had his issues with drugs and other things. But now they're trying to make this story out to be, a joke of sorts. But you've heard me talk about marrying an artificial life form or a synthetic life form. The old term would be a robot. So I don't know what his angle is here, whether it's for sex, because his whole, he's been arrested for possession of cocaine. He's battled with cocaine. I don't know where he is with that now, but I think that this would be a good thing. A synthetic life form as a wife. Some of you have laughed when I brought this to the table. My girlfriend is sitting right here. It's a mannequin head named Asia. I'll show her to you if you haven't seen her. But Elon Musk and others are developing these types of wives, if you will. And I just think that, it's why argue with someone? Why be in the bed with someone and you're going to sleep stressed? You're just not getting along. As you get older, stress is very, very important. It can lead to strokes, heart attacks, and I don't want to be stressed, right? But that's my showrunner, Lamar Odom buys custom sex doll. Now, also, guys, there appears to be an update on rapper Buckshot Shorty from the Boot Camp Clique, okay? I saw a video, but I'm not sure about the backstory. I'm going to recommend that you guys go to MREC TV on YouTube. That's my guy. He and I chop up from time to time. MREC is one of your architects of social media. He and Doggy Diamonds, Forbes DVD, he great research, and he interviewed Aguilar, aka Adolf, a rapper, very well known. I enjoy some of his music. And Aguilar called into MREC's show, and I want you to hear. I don't want to cast judgment because, again, all I saw was the video that you guys saw. We saw of Buckshot, the aftermath of what appeared to be a beating. To my knowledge, he's still in the hospital. He did release a statement. Okay, but there's another video what appears to be leading up to the fight, and there you can hear some young guy. Buckshot is on his phone in the middle of the street, or the middle of a block, and this kid comes by, younger guy. He says, "You're a snitch. You're a snitch." And the kid is walking with his grandmother. He keeps walking, and then Buckshot starts following him. You guys know what I'm talking about in the live chat. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have the details about what else took place, but go to MREC TV on YouTube, or if anybody has information, call in. Tell me what you think transpired. I'll get to that later, okay? All right. I do want to play this video, as I said, to set the tone. You know, a father's concern for his son and or daughter, if they're like 9 or 10 years old, being taken into a room by some type of worker. That's you know, I can only imagine that's alarming, to say the least. Now, he crashed out. We always hear people talk about, yo, I would do this, I would do that. Okay, he did it. Area code 601. Good evening. Are you there? 601.
Hey. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, who's this?
Hey.
Hey.
This is Toya. Hey. This is first time caller, long time listener, Star.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. So look, I'm a licensed therapist, but a lot of times we work in these what we call agency positions. Okay. So DCS, CPS. I was also a crisis intervention counselor. I used to do suicide assessments for children and adolescents. And, yeah. And so when DCS is involved, if they interview that child, that means a report has been made. And you don't have to have the parents' permission to interview the child if safety is involved, you know? So more than likely, since they came to the school probably made a report.
Okay.
Now, when we did crisis assessments, we had to have permission to do the assessment. Mm-hmm. If the parent refused, we could do what was called an 6401. So you'd have a what we call a SRO, a student resources officer, which is a police officer who's in the schools.
Okay.
That would hold the child so you could do the assessment. Ultimately, you want the parent on board, but if there are safety concerns, that supersedes everything. Okay. So for that worker to even be in that school, and I could be wrong because I've worked in Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, Missouri.
Oh wow!
So I don't know. You know, yeah. It's different. It's different in different states. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. But if that CPS worker was called or was interviewing the child, I assure you, some sort of report was made.
Okay. Let me jump in and say I have very little knowledge here, and of course, the safety of the child should be the first concern. Yes, because we've seen parents do all sorts of things to children, mind manipulation, programming, and other things that, you know, may or may not be healthy. Okay, so this man got an hour interview in that lobby of the building where that particular DCS office is in Arizona. Mm-hmm. So within that hour, I guess he didn't get what he was looking for, and I mean, he's screwed now. He choked that guy out. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, he got a 1 hour interview. That's the consent. So if he got a 1 hour interview, he knew that they either were going to talk or they've already spoken with his kids. So it will be interesting to see the details of it. Mm-hmm. But just know that, like, when agencies like that get involved, they don't just, you know, come into your house. They are coming to your school. They get dispatched. They're called. But if they came to the school, I assure you, some sort of report or concern or follow up or something was expressed for them to show up there. From my experience, I could be wrong, but yeah.
Is there a number, a percentage? I know you said it varies from state to state, but is there a general consensus, if you will, with regards to how many children are removed from a home over concerns? And I know sometimes that process can be lengthy. Sometimes you can lose custody of your kids for a couple of months, and then you have to go through all sorts of red tape to get them back. Is there a general consensus about maybe 10%, 3% are taken out of the home?
From my experience, and this is not an official statistic, less than 10% star, because especially now over the past maybe 3 to 5 years, they are so short-staffed. And one of the things that we would run into as crisis counselors, we would have kids who would have DCS already involved, but they had nowhere to place them. So they would try to get us to send them inpatient, just so they have somewhere to go for like a week. So you run into issues like that. But if a child is removed, it's got to be pretty bad. Okay. From my experience recently, and I didn't work with little babies. The youngest kid I assessed is maybe 6, which to me is extremely young for suicide. But
wow,
you know, that's the world That's the world that we're in right now. But less than 10% from my experience, and it takes a lot for DCS to get involved because they try to work with the family, especially now. And this is, I'm staying on topic, but just understand so much of that has changed because now the focus is like community-based services, so community-based mental health, which is why you're seeing so many people just kind of out.
Okay,
they're trying to keep everybody in the community, so we have to. That's what they're trying to do, to work with everybody. So you don't see folks in facilities like you used to, and so because they try to keep the children in the home and the mentally ill in the community working, it's very, very rare. Like they rarely even do commitments anymore. It has to be a pretty serious thing, like some criminal stuff, or So it's just the structure of that has changed. It doesn't help that it varies from state to state. Certain states are better than others. But from my experience, it's taken a lot. It takes a lot for a child to be removed. It's got to be a pretty dire circumstance for them to just yank the kid. They work with the family and everything.
If I can jump in. So I would imagine, because you said crisis counselor, I would imagine you had to get a master's degree or I don't know what, a PhD or something like that to work with these younger children.
The working level for mental health is a master's. I'm a master's level therapist. You have to have a master's.
Okay.
A person with a PhD can teach, but they can't. We can all do the same thing, counsel wise.
Gotcha.
That's why I haven't gotten a PhD yet, because it's not working for me. But yeah.
Okay. So in your department and your field, which clearly you have knowledge in, can you detect a younger person who may be headed down a path of, I don't know, becoming a school shooter? Or do you deal with young people who are conflicted about their sexuality, or do you guys have to stay away from that? If somebody thinks that they're trans, or is that encouraged, or are you told as a crisis counselor to tread lightly and not critique them too much?
Right. No, theoretically, just so you know, crisis is not considered counseling, which is funny. Like I'm not sitting down with you doing a 2-hour session. I'm doing an assessment.
Okay.
Usually those types of issues can be triggers, or those are things that contribute to some of the behaviors that would cause somebody to call, that would make a child either suicidal or have to cause a crisis call.
Right.
So when it comes up, it's definitely their triggers, their contributing factors. We try to do what we call divert. So I try to keep them out of the hospitals, but when I refer them or divert them to counseling services, those are things that are noted.
Okay.
Those things absolutely do come up, because especially like trans and the sexual issues and instability in the home, those things they are triggers and they come up. Those are contributing factors always.
The reason why I asked, again, I have no knowledge here, because 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago, in schools, they no longer wanted teachers to use red pens to correct students, right? You remember that? That was like, right? I mean, as silly as it may sound, that became a thing. Don't use red pens on exams and papers because it could, I don't know, hurt them, or as you just said, trigger them or something. So with regards to sexuality and conflicting emotions, if I'm even saying that right, you have to look for a wide variety of things. Yes.
Yeah, you can. It's just, you can. Yeah. Don't use red pens. What's the other thing? Like, the kids who made honor roll, just don't listen to anybody, because the ones who didn't make it might get upset. You'll be just some of the things that they have to practice now. That doesn't really factor into what I do. But again, these are triggers, and my heart goes out to people working in all these systems, in any level of education, human resources, and human services, because we deal with so much. I've listened to you for over 10 years, and I've never called in. We spoke once, maybe we spoke maybe 5 or 6 years ago when we were getting ready to move that. When you were getting ready to go to Atlanta, and you needed a producer, and we spoke very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah. And but when I saw this, I was like, I wasn't going to say anything, and then the more that I did, I'm like, let me just kind of call up.
I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did call him, because I don't want to make this a funny topic. It's pretty serious and sad. This man crashed out, grabbed him, choked him, live streamed it. I'm like, whoa! I watched this, and it made me totally shift tonight's show. I was going to talk about the Democrats, and I said, let let me go with this. But where do you want to land your plane? Anywhere you would like.
Just thank you for talking about it, opening up the line. I think because everybody's dealing with so much, we tend to, and unless you work in this field, which is what made me call, unless you work in it,
right,
you don't really understand the intricacies and nuances.
Right.
And I'm not saying that this guy isn't a victim, but these people, those of us who work in these types of positions, we deal with this kind of stuff probably 5 or 6 times a day.
Wow.
We deal with instability. You deal with people who are violent. You deal with the children are very, very violent, depending on what's going on. And so they just deal with a lot. So when I saw that, just maybe to kind of open up perspective on what really happened, but just so everyone knows, for CPS, DCS, whatever it's called in your state, if those folks are showing up interviewing your kids, they were called.
Okay.
They were absolutely called, and a report has been made. They don't just show up, ad nauseum like that. And if he had did a 1-hour report, or did a 1-hour interview, that's consent. He gave consent.
Okay.
Already.
Okay. I appreciate your expertise, and thank you for calling in.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I'll call in again.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. All right. We got ourselves a good topic here, it would appear. Yes. Thank you for your live chat donation. 20th anniversary Underlock, if I'm saying that right. I appreciate. Star, he overreacted and didn't set a good example for other fathers when parenting their kids. Okay. Yeah, he caught a attempted murder charge. That's a serious charge. Woo, man. Folks, I'm not going to play the video for at least another 30 minutes. I hope that you have saw it when we started this show. If not, you may want to Google it. I want to keep this broadcast up, and when I play videos, I have to do an edit job, Hey, also, did I ask the question yesterday with regards to TD Jakes? Has TD Jakes has he finally denounced Diddy? I know that's a question that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I have something here in front of me with regards to TD Jakes. Just curious, all right? Okay, let me go back to the phone lines here with regards to this particular topic. Area code 215. Good evening. Are you up to speed? Did you see the video about
I'm definitely up to speed. I've actually been in that situation.
Okay.
All right, so now this is crazy. All right, so I take my daughter to Florida every year for her birthday. We went down there, seen NXT wrestling. The crowd was did a happy birthday chant. She got the fist bump from her favorite wrestler, got the kiss, did all that. She came back. She was acting crazy.
Can I ask, how old is your daughter, sir? You said this, your daughter, right?
She turned 9.
9, okay.
So the next, that was a Friday, we came back. So Saturday, she didn't want to act right. Took her phone, got mad, called the police. Hold on. Anyway, DCS was called, okay. Right? Now, they did talk to her at school, but they did inform me that they were going to talk to her at school. They also came to the house. They said that it was my choice to allow them to come to the house or not. Now, I don't have a record. I have a job. I didn't crash out.
Okay.
I wanted to get it over with as soon as possible, so I just consented to everything that they asked me to do, which, again, the DCS worker came out. My daughter has 2 rooms. She has a room she sleeps in, has a playroom, pictures all up, different things set up for her, and I submitted all that to him, showed her, pictures. I'm like, we just got back from Florida. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what I'm saying?
Was your daughter removed from your home, sir? Can we cut right to the chase?
Not at all. They was no. And they was like, and the lady talked to her and told her, she was like, listen, you can't be calling for nothing. Your father has the right to discipline you. He can't hurt you.
Oh, your daughter called. Your daughter called?
Right. Because I took her phone.
Oh, I missed that part.
Right, because I took her phone and
wow.
But again, they came out. Wasn't nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Lady said, listen, you can't do that. And she told my daughter, so she said, I didn't hit her, but she said, your father has the right to discipline you.
Mm-hmm. Can I jump in and ask, where is your daughter's mother? Are you guys living together or no?
No,
okay.
No,
okay.
Not full custody, single father, but I'll send you the email. But then another time, she got mad, and to the last caller's point,
okay,
because schools are so afraid of liability.
Okay,
if a student makes any reference to suicide, they call a crisis person.
Okay.
Now again, my daughter got frustrated at math, said she doesn't want to be here anymore.
Damn.
Like she just like, I don't want to be here anymore. So they called crisis people, and I had to take her to an assessment. The assessment lady was like, yo, she is happy. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just frustrated. I had to go to the school, right? And again, but it's not. If it's nothing, it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's nothing, it's nothing.
If I can jump in, so your daughter's mother, you say you guys don't live together. You share custody, yes?
No, I don't. She's not. No, I have full custody.
Oh,
no,
I'm sorry. Okay,
nothing.
full custody. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
so I don't want to be too intrusive, but is your daughter rebelling due to you raising her? Is her mother alive, or is she just not in the picture? If we can.
Not in the picture, but again, she's very entitled.
Okay.
She's very spoiled.
Okay.
We were at a magic show Saturday, when she thought that, and they pick random kids to help with the show.
Okay.
When she thought that magician wasn't going to pick her, she wanted to leave and got up, pouted, and the magician picked her because she got at the top. So she's just really, like I said, I don't know if you probably don't know about wrestling. I don't even know my daughter really listen to battle rap, right?
Right.
I told my daughter that my favorite battle rap was Danny Myers.
I'm laughing because your daughter wanted to leave because she wasn't getting picked. She said, I'm out of here. And she's how old now? How old is she now?
9.
Oh, she's still 9. Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, she's entitled.
My daughter
she's still entitled. Go ahead.
Start. My daughter battled Danny Myers. She battled Danny Myers because I said that Danny Myers was my favorite rapper. Okay. She said, I want to battle him. And we seen him at Max's. He was battling at Max's. We seen him at Max's. She walked up to him and said, I want to battle you.
Okay.
Listen, she's just entitled. But my point is that they have to come out. You don't have to crash out.
Gotcha.
If it's nothing,
yeah,
it's nothing.
Okay.
If it's nothing, it's nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let them in the house. If you got food in your house, if your house is clean, if you got a job and you don't have a record,
right.
If you ain't abusing them, if it's nothing, it's nothing. You want to crash out, then guess what? It's something wrong.
Throw your life away. Yeah. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay. Took him a little while to get going, but hey, good information. His daughter's entitled, so she's the one calling DSF. Has anyone, DCS. Calvin, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay. Miscellaneous expenses. Thank you for your support, sir. Hey, Deeds. Yes, Deeds, I'm talking about this right now. I just want to take a break from the Democrats, Republican, just a break. Hey, Varnell, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. T, I got your donation. Thank you so much as well. Let me go to area code 520. Did you see the video we're talking about? The man in Arizona who crashed out. Area code 520. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Star, can you hear me?
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. What up? This is Zone.
Hey, man.
Zone 864 TV.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did see the video you played, and I called in because I heard you say that you wanted some fathers to call in.
Please.
And yeah, I'm a father. I actually live in Phoenix.
Okay.
I actually live in Phoenix, and I actually attended Mesa Community College, which is literally half a block from where that incident took place.
Oh, wow.
On Alma School and Southern in Mesa, Arizona, which is Phoenix.
Okay.
And, you know, I have 2 daughters, and I just think that, you know, it was completely inappropriate, you know, what he did. I don't know what necessarily led up to that point that would, you know, have DCS involved within, you know, his situation with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, unfortunately, you know, we have so many men that wish they could have custody of their daughter, and
right.
so many men going up against the child support system, the family, you know, law system. And, you know, if you really care about your child, it's like, why would you go and do something like that when you know that you're going to be taken away from your child? And if you're the only parent, now your child is going to be in the clutches of the system that you're trying to keep them out of in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's really crazy. And then just speaking about like the school systems. So both of my daughters, when they were from kindergarten up to about 8th grade, I had them in a STEM academy, a science academy. And in that school, it is definitely administrated completely different than a public school.
Right.
What I noticed is when it would come to disciplinary actions with the students, instead of getting involved with the principal, law enforcement, they have what you call a dean. And the dean is responsible for, you know, the behavior of the students. If the behavior is outrageous, they expel students from that school. If there's an incident where children get bullied, the dean is responsible for alerting the parents before law enforcement get involved. Now, when my children got in 9th grade and so on, we allowed them to go to public school. And so with public school, they are in direct contact with law enforcement. So the way that they administrate their disciplinary action is completely different.
Right.
And so, you know, yes, they can pull your children aside in the counselor's office and ask them, hey, is everything okay at home?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a completely different
thing. I can jump in there, and I'm trying not to go back to when I was coming up. That's decades ago. I would imagine things are a lot different now, you know, with regards to insurance. So you have social media now that plays a part. Security in school. There was no security guards when I went to elementary school, middle school, or even high school in New Jersey. But this is a matter of concern. You say you have 2 daughters?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can I ask how old are you?
36.
Okay. So is it fair to say that in most states, I don't know what states allow, you know, you to spank? You definitely cannot beat your kid, but is it fair to say that, that you cannot even touch your child today, or you could be in hot water? Is it fair to say that? Can't even spank them?
You can't even do that. You can't even do that.
Wow.
You know, you definitely, you know, so first of all, you know, I definitely received, you know, I guess you want to say whoopings or spankings or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a child from my mom. But what I have learned just raising children is that it's not even about the physical discipline. Mm-hmm. It's more so a psychological thing. And that's what I think a lot of parents today don't understand, is that I could tell for instance, when my daughter's mom, she has a short temper, so she's more prone to yell and get loud and maybe curse a little bit with my youngest daughter. But with myself, when I give my youngest daughter instructions, I can give her instructions firmly, and she, you know, and she will follow those instructions to the T.
Right.
And it's about how you deliver that information.
Okay.
You know, so it is more of a psychological thing than it is really a physical thing.
Wow. I appreciate the call, and I think I'm gonna stay on my my course not to have kids. But thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay. Yeah, folks, I don't think I want to have kids. I've been going back and forth with this over the decades. Whenever I hold a little baby, I get soft. You know, they're looking at you with those little eyes. They smell great. You know, but once they hit, what would you say, 10 or 11? Well, with girls, I would say at 12, it starts going downhill, unless you say different. Lex Diamonds, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. He says, salute, fam, smoking on a Kamala pack. Yes, well, if you guys want to call in, you still can about Kamala Harris. She went down in flames. I have been watching political news throughout the day, but I'm just drained from talking about it. But if somebody has some good points to make, please call in. I got time. Also, please check out one of my sponsors, youtube.com/@GoBobGo. And in my community section is a link to his platform. Area code 760. Good evening. We're talking about the Arizona man who live streamed a chokeout. Are you there? 760.
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Good evening.
I watched the video. I mean, that was crazy, man. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but I mean, one thing is, I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for like almost 4 years.
Okay.
So I know I've choked a lot of people out, put them to sleep. I know, like when I watched the video, I'm like, the amount of time that he was holding the choke for, he easily could have killed the guy.
Right.
If not, just like leaving the guy brain dead. Like literally, you can put somebody asleep in like, literally, if you squeeze real good and you know what you're doing, you put him asleep in like less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And every second after that, you're literally killing their brain.
Yeah, yeah. Once you cut off the oxygen supply, as you just said, the brain gets deprived, and that could be brain damage. I don't know the full details of that, but you know it could be irreversible. So yeah, he was charged with attempted murder. I'm going to play another video. Maybe they have different information, but is this Ecuador? Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, it's me. It's me, Ecuador. Yeah.
I thought I recognized your voice. Are you a father, Ecuador? I forget. I know we've spoke a few times.
No. I'm single. I'm not a father. But like, I was thinking about. I read the article. I noticed a couple of mistakes from DSS. Like, I mean DCS right away because DCS. Because as I was reading the article, it said that like the previous meeting, the same agent had with this person. In that meeting, the guy told the agent that he was gonna kill him, but his daughter vouched for him.
Whoa!
And then he went to the second meeting like nothing. Like, dude, if you go to the first meeting and that same guy tells you, "I was gonna kill you, but my daughter vouched for you," and you go to the second meeting by yourself,
right.
Come on, man. That's now. Maybe he has a lawsuit because maybe the guy said to the DCS office like, "Yo, I don't want to meet with this guy again." He literally just threatened to kill me. He's like, "Nah, man, you gotta go there." Yeah. So
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I was reading the article that before the DCS agents, they always they used to go to like meetings like this with security because of these reasons. But because of like budget cuts, there's no money. They just got rid of the security. So right. It sucks. Yeah.
Well, listen, man, I'm learning as we go here on this particular topic. I have very little knowledge. I can respect a father who crashes out, but maybe he played his hand wrong. You know, listening to some of the callers and the first caller who had a lot of good information with regards to crisis counseling. Maybe this guy was just a hothead and he overreacted. What are your thoughts before you go, Ecuador?
I can see both sides because again, I love watching crime documentaries, and I've seen so many documentaries when DCS shows up. The kid clearly looks like he's been abused, and they're like, oh no, he's okay. They leave, and then a week later, the kid is dead. But I've also seen cases where like they literally DCS will abuse their power, and like the guy's a great father, and they just like basically mess with the person's life, the kid, his own kids, to the point where he can like go crazy. What I think is like, I heard Drake said this one time that one advice he got it. I think it's a great advice.
Did you say Drake?
You
said Drake?
Yeah, Drake. Yes, yeah, Drake. Because a lot of people say. I remember this interview, and somebody said like, "Yo, you never go crazy on Twitter like Big Mills." So what's up? And he said, "My mom told me whenever you feel like you're about to do something crazy, just sit it down, wait for 48 hours, think about it, and you'll. So that guy probably should have just like stay calm and realize after 48 hours, like, yeah, man, this is not gonna play out good for me if I choke the guy out."
Ecuador, great to hear from you, man. Thank you for your insight. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Trump 2024.
Trump 2024. Salute. Okay. All right. Ecuador tapping in. Deeds, I got your text message. Thank you so much. Hold on a second. Deeds says, with regards to the state of New Jersey, if there is an investigation into child neglect or abuse, the worker can question the child alone without the parent's permission. Okay. That's in New Jersey. I think this is the white Denzel. Rory tapping in. Rory, you there?
Oh.
Yo.
What's up?
Good to hear from you.
Yo, my G, what's good?
Hey, we're going to watch the language tonight. You did great last night. Let's keep it on the same level, all right? Watch the language.
Yeah, we're going to watch the language.
What's going on?
Yeah, yo, Pops is good. I don't care what color he is. Pops is good. He's right. A 9-year-old girl, you don't call up the mother and father and come talk to them. You don't bring anybody in. You don't have a videotape of talking to them. There's people out of line, man. Whether it's DCS in Jersey or DFY in New York. It's always they either come too late when a child is dead and there's been a history of abuse, or they jump in and they get involved with children whose parents actually care. I don't care if dude choked dude out. He's absolutely right. I would lose my mind, Star. I would lose my mind if somebody put their hands on my child. My kids are grown now. But if they were young, and I have some young nieces and nephews, you're not doing anything without calling us first and figuring out, do the parents care? Do they care? Is there anybody involved? Or are they a child who has no parents, who's in a foster care system? That's a different story. They have nobody to care for them. But if you got a mother and father out there who are like willing to get in the car, drive up there, and before you do anything, you talk to the parents, right? Am I wrong?
Well, I'm not a father of biological kids. I have kids who claim me. I have kids, grown-ass kids now who even call me and wish me happy birthday, holidays, because I helped raise them. And I'm very, very appreciative of that. But I've never crashed out like this guy, so I can't really speak to.
I don't care. But it's time people start crashing out. It's time people start crashing out. There's absolutely no way that the government. I don't care if my kid's grown either. I'm rolling with him. That's my dog. Okay. That's my boy. That's that's my daughter. That's my family. I don't care if my kid is 40 years old. We're gonna fight together. Okay. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like with this family. This is family. And these people play themselves. They really play themselves. I don't know. Every time you hear a horrific tragedy, whether it's in New York City or Jersey, anywhere across the country, it's always there was signs. there was the state had came and visited, 5, 6 times, 7 times, and all of a sudden the child is not here no more, and it's like, well, you didn't do your job, and then there's nothing to pay for that. There's nothing to pay for that. Don't you got to be careful you play with people's family, man. Even like somebody on the street or somebody in high school, sometimes you have to let that go. Like, if your kid goes home from school, be like, yo, I got into a fight, and this kid, beat me up, and it really enrages you, man, because you're like, that's my family. I'm not going to go for that. But you, as an adult, you have to calm yourself down and talk to yourself. And it might take a day or two. And I'm not going to go up to the school and beat the hell out of this kid, beat up his father, and find out what his whole family is, and we're going to turn this thing up. Like, you can't be ghetto like that. I understand that. Like, I definitely understand that. As somebody who was a parent, I went through it. My daughter.
Have you ever crashed out, Rory? Have you ever crashed out for one of your kids?
I pulled up to the school with some of my people.
Okay.
I pulled up to the school with 2 or 3 of my people.
Okay.
We didn't do it, but it was enough to set off an alarm and let them know, like, we'll pull up. We'll go. I have to control myself when it comes to my family. I understand that, because I really don't care about anything else in this life, except for. I'm the guy that they're like, Rory, my niece was dating a guy who was like a bad guy. And my brother was really, really freaking out, like really having a bad time. And he was like, this guy's no good. Like, I got her going to college. Everything is going well in her life. Everything that I've done my whole life has prepared her for what she's doing. And this guy's going to ruin it. And I'm like, you know what? Look, I seen my brother was like going through, I know him. And I seen him, I'm like, Luke, say no more. I went knocking around doors. I went knocking on doors. I didn't find him, but I got the guy's phone number. I called him. I told him, look, man, I know you're in a 2 or 3 block radius of where you live. And I'm like, I'm knocking on doors. If I knock on your door and your mom answers up, I'm going to slap your mother in the face, man. We've already warned you to stay away from her. We've already warned you. I'll slap your mom in the face. I'll punch your dad right in his grill. Right. I'm telling you, like, if you want to bring this kind of a drama to your house or to your family's house, you're messing with my family. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother's stressed out. My brother, I don't want my brother to go to jail, but I'm the crash out guy. I'm the guy. I'm not being a tough guy. I'm not like that. I'm not trying to be like that. But
I have crashed out. I'm not going to speak about it here because you never know. Somebody can still file a lawsuit. I crashed out one time pretty hard in a when it comes to a college. Care about lawsuit. Hang on. It wasn't a college. What do you call it? Those GED programs, I'll just say a family member. Oh, I crashed out. Yeah, they had to call police, but this particular situation, it's different, of course, but all right. Well, listen, man, I also want to ask you, let's be careful. MREC TV on YouTube has an exclusive with Aguilar talking about what may have happened to Buckshot. Are you up to speed?
No, I'm not really up to speed.
Okay.
On that.
If you get time,
but if I could start, we have a real sensitive case in New York City right now about Daniel Penny, choking out Jordan Neely. Yeah, we have a real sensitive case now.
For those who don't know, refresh people's memory, please.
Okay, there was a homeless guy who happened to be Black American, who had been arrested 42 times, who had assaulted more than 3 or 4 elderly people on a train. Right. And he came on the train and in another episode and started, threatening people and was out of his mind. I mean, completely out of his mind. And a white boy took him down, choked him out, and the man ended up losing his life, and they're trying to make it a racial thing out here. Like they're trying to make it a racial thing out here that like even the DA referred to Daniel Penny as a white man, the white man, you know, which is totally bogus. Which is this guy's a lowlife. This guy Jordan Neely is a total lowlife. He got his lights turned out like he should have a long time ago. You know, when he broke the first old woman's jaw on a subway station, if she had a couple of sons or nephews, they should have put his lights out right then and there. Okay. But that didn't happen. And then he assaulted another old man. But they're making this a white and black thing. And this is what we're going through in New York City now.
All right, I'm going to jump in.
Into a race thing.
I'm going to jump in. I'm taking the side of Jordan Neely, who's now deceased, right?
That guy was a dirtbag.
Hang on. Let you speak, white boy.
You take a side.
Let you speak, white boy. Jordan Neely. Yeah, I know his history. He's now deceased. And the white guy is some type of former Marine or something like that.
Yeah, a Marine. A guy who's never been in trouble in his whole life, who's never done...
He should get some jail time. Hold on, white boy. Hold on, white boy. I'll let you speak. And fix that echo in the background. It's echoing again. Yeah, I think the guy who choked him out, who took the moral authority, he's not a cop. You killed a man. You got to do some time. Manslaughter. You know? What? White people shouldn't be grabbing black people trying to do the police job. You're not a cop. If you want to grab him and hold him down, that's fine. But call the police. You don't put somebody in a headlock and kill him and then think you're going to walk free. Okay, you served your time in the armed forces. Thank you for your service. But no, I'm not trying to see white boys just choking out black homeless people. Now you can speak.
Well, why not? He was threatening to kill everybody on the train.
He's not a cop.
Well, why not?
Daniel Penny's not a cop. That's why not. Not a cop.
It don't matter if you're a cop or not, man. If you're on a train,
sure it does. Sure it does.
Nah, if you're on a train, you're in a closed environment. There's no walking away on a subway car. The next stop might be 5 minutes away. And I've been in that situation. And these people, you know, you got a total psycho who's like, I don't care. I'm going to kill everybody on the train. I don't care about throwing my life. This is his word. I don't care about going to jail. I don't care about throwing my life.
You can make a citizen's arrest. You can follow him. Call the police. But when you put your hands on him and choke him out, it's a problem. Listen,
that sounds like hang on. What that sounds like?
Well, hold on a second. Let's go back. Let's go back. We're having a good discussion here. Let's go back to Bernard Goetz. Now, Bernard Goetz was different.
Salute to Bernard Goetz.
Yeah. How old were you then when he did? What year was that, Bernard Goetz?
I was a kid. I was only a kid.
Hold on a second. I'm going to Google Bernard Goetz. Now that was different.
88? Was that 87?
84. Subway Vigilante.
Oh, God. 84 probably was like 6 years old.
You were a baby. 6 years old. All right. Now,
I do remember the case.
1984. One of those guys had a screwdriver and all sorts of stuff. And, and Bernard Goetz, he shot the guy named Troy. And then he said, "You don't look so tough. Here's another." Pow! Shot him again. Right? You remember the case?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember the case. Oh, I remember that case.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Now, I roll with Bernard Goetz on that situation. But this guy, he didn't even have a weapon. And this guy choked him out and killed him. Land your plane because I want to shift and get back to the topic, please.
Okay. Okay. Well, Jordan Neely has 40 arrests, almost all on the subway.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Regular shit.
With 3 of them, 3 of them. One was for breaking an old lady's eye socket. Yeah. The next one was for breaking an old man's jaw. Yeah. And you're gonna wait around and watch that and see that. That's not happening. And you can stick up for people who are wrongfully assaulted or killed. But this ain't one of those. This isn't a cop, pulling up on somebody, shooting them. This is a guy who has went around terrorizing the city, and he don't care. You don't have no moral compass if you put your hands on old people. Okay. And I'm glad he's gone. Okay. And I'm glad there ain't no more old people that are gonna get assaulted by him. Imagine your mom got her eye socket broken by some lowlife.
I don't do hypotheticals, but listen, I gotta get back to the show. Keep me posted. The trial is going on right now. We're
going to free Daniel Penny, and I'm going to be out there against Black Lives Matter. I guarantee you're going to see me out there. I'm going to be out there with a sign.
Is the trial going on right now? I hear your emotion. I hear you.
It's going on right now.
Keep
Black
me posted.
Lives Matter out there, and,
All right. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay. Ooh, white boy Rory got a little emotional, huh? Malmo, I got your donation. Thank you for your support, sir. He says, would you trash out for the troll babies? Did you mean crash out? Would I crash out for the troll babies? I do all the time. I sit here and I try to be even keeled, and the troll babies send me a story and I lose it. I snap. I take a sip of wine or something, then I got to throw the whole goddamn show away. But thank you for your donation, Malmo. He also says, if you marry the doll and she puts crushed glass in your orange juice or slits your wrist in your sleep, does she get arrested, go to trial, etc.? That's a very good point. But now keep in mind, with regards to synthetic life forms, they are going to be programmed not to kill humans, especially their owners. Malmo also says via PayPal, how come Joel Embiid crashes out on old reporters that are close to retirement over this kid, but won't crash the boards against the Boston Celtics? I can answer that. So nice of you to tap in on it's now Friday morning. Janet, are you there?
Hey, Star, how are you?
I'm great. I got your emails. I got a little backed up, but the last one you sent me, you were in such a great, peaceful place. Yes, something like that?
Yes. I'm going to sleep early, and I'm being well rested. I'm trying to reset everything. Okay. Yeah.
Are you doing yoga? Are you doing yoga yet?
No, I'm doing like stretches, and I got me this like weighted hula hoop, and I'm doing like, I'm trying to eat right.
Good for you. Good for you.
Just resetting everything, because I'm officially retired, February 2025.
Nice.
Officially retired.
Nice.
So I just want to be healthy and just travel and do everything I want to do. So I'm just getting all the rest I can and slowing it down. That's it.
Okay. My main topic, are you up to speed? Did you see the video? The man who live streamed himself choking out the DCS worker in Arizona?
No, I didn't see the live stream, but he should have choked him out. He don't go in no room with no 9-year-old girl. What's wrong with him? He's supposed to have a female there or keep that door open. We living in an age of crazy people. He should have got choked out. And if I was there, I would have helped him beat his butt. You don't do that. You don't use your authority like that. You don't go to school. And what about that school? He should sue the school. And that school just going to let that happen?
Well, he's been arrested now for attempted murder. I played the video. You didn't see it on the screen?
No, I'm just waking up. It's one of them things where I was sleeping like at 8:30. Okay. I'm just like waking up and I'm drinking some water and I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Let me just describe it for you. A father in Arizona, his 9-year-old daughter, there was some type of call clearly to this particular agency, DCS, Department of Child Safety. They went to the school and took his 9-year-old daughter into a room and I guess interviewed her about her father's parenting skills, yada, yada, yada. And the story picks up from there. He has an hour meeting with that particular DCS, I'm going to say counselor, agent, if you will, and choked him out. And the video has been circulating. That's who we are.
He should have choked him out. listen,
Damn.
my sister, and she rest in peace. You know what? With her, because she was on them drugs and stuff, with her kids, we had to go back and forth. Those, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them were liars. They scheme. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going behind the scenes.
Damn.
And now, I'm not saying that these parents are innocent, because some of these parents are not a lot of these parents are not innocent. But I done been friends with a girl who DCS that took her baby away, and then her baby died in the foster home, and because the lady kept her in a tub or whatever, so she had to go check on something. By the time she came back, the baby was passed away.
Damn.
No, he should have. No, just because somebody hold a degree or a title doesn't give them the right to just shuck the law aside. And common sense should have told that grown ass man not to go in a room with a little girl 9 years old and close some door and ask her about her father. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? First of all, you didn't have no female teachers there. You didn't have sense enough to keep the door open. No, he had a right. He had a right to choke him out. He should have. He should have. And no.
Okay.
No, and he shouldn't be going to court for that. All that stuff should be dismissed.
Well, hang on now.
He should know better. They train better to do.
Janet,
they train not to do that.
Janet, you and I are from a different. Yes? You know, I am from a different era. My father never hit me, but my mother used to give me tune-ups. And, you know, this what you're saying is it's the old way of doing things, right?
Well, okay. Well, maybe we need to get back to that.
Maybe. Come on.
You know, maybe.
Come on.
Maybe, you know, common sense should become the law of the land now.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, and then you just played the video. Now, I don't know the guy. They say he a rapper, right? But why is he following this guy? You know, why is he acting tough? And then everybody mad because he get beat up. Now, I know he probably like, you know, a hood star, and God bless him, you know. But my thing is, you don't follow nobody young. He walking with his grandmother. He telling you to go ahead. Then you get beat up on camera, and you're laying there, and now everybody on the internet think you're the victim. You're not the victim. You're you're an old man that lost your place. You got caught up.
Janet standing on business. Come on.
No, I'm serious. You following this young guy half your age, and like you some tough guy. Go home and sit down. Go home and sit down and get ready for Thanksgiving. Go home, sit down, get ready for Christmas with your grandchildren. What's wrong with you? Why you following this young boy around? You know, and he ain't gonna come out and say you're a snitch from nothing. He must have heard it from somewhere. Nobody care about your celebrity. All you gotta do is go on YouTube or social media and pop off, and everybody's equal. This is an equal playing field now. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
Okay.
It's just the way life is. You old walking around following this young boy down, popping off because he with his grandmother. Who you trying to look tough for? Him or his grandmother? Who you trying to impress? Now you're on the floor crying and on the ground crying, and you got social media. Oh, somebody beat him up. This messed up. No, he should have took his old ass home and sat down and did a puzzle or something. Or went to Dunkin' Donuts and sat with the rest of them, like my uncle and them used to do. They sit up in the donut shop and drink coffee, you know, and talk about sports. Wow. That's what you're supposed to do. Go sit your old butt there, and you're out here acting tough. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, common sense needs to be the
new law of the land.
The law of the land now. Okay. Yeah, need to be the law of the land now.
Have you?
You know, everybody, come on, everybody.
Janet, have you ever gone up to a school on behalf of your son? You know, any point in time?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Remember, I'm from Newark,
right?
And they wanted my son to go somewhere to another school because they was moving kids around. And the school that they wanted my kid to go through, he would have had to walk through a terrain of the most ghetto stuff. And I told them, no, my son not going there. And I went into the police station and I told them, I said, listen, my son not going to that school. He's staying right here in my area where I know it's safe, because if something happened to him, I'm telling you now that I will burn up every house from the one that he walks to all the way to that school and back. I will blow all of it up if my son come back with one scratch. I went into the police station. Don't mess with me and my kid. Don't put my kid in danger just because y'all can't get your administration right. Y'all ministers right. If y'all can't get it right, if y'all can't work with common sense and y'all want to sit here and put kids in danger because it's convenient for you, you got me messed up.
Okay.
I'm here by myself trying to raise this boy and to keep him out of danger, and y'all sitting up in here making all these decisions that's going to put these kids in extreme danger. No.
Okay.
No.
Whew.
No.
Janet,
you got me messed up.
I didn't mean to disturb your sleep. Let me let you go back and get some rest.
I'm riled up now, sir. I'm riled up, but they had me messed up. No, they had me messed up. They had me messed up, son. You know, they walked into broken glass and crackheads and heroin addicts all the way down this. No, you got me messed up.
Okay.
No, I'm like, you could probably do anything you want to me because I'm not low key, and but you can't mess with nobody I love. You mess with somebody I love. That's a different story.
I got you. Okay, well, listen. Whenever you get time tomorrow, watch the video, or I'll send you a link via email because you and I email back and forth, and give me your thoughts tomorrow. But hey, any last words with regards to Kamala Harris, who went down in flames?
Well, you know, she tried to be, you know, like, we're going to make this the rule for the next 4 years. Common sense got to be the law of the land.
Okay.
You can't sit here and flim-flam everybody. You can't flim-flam no more.
Right.
You can't flim-flam. That may have worked a little while ago, but now we're on a whole different program now. You got to, if she would have came straight with us, you know, she probably would have got it, but you know, it is what it is. She said,
I don't know if you heard my show yesterday, but I don't think she was going to win regardless. But I was saying that she maybe would have had a better chance if she used Shaka Khan's monumental song, "I'm Every Woman," as opposed to Freedom by Beyonce. What'd you think about that?
No, I think you're 100% right. That's coming straight. With, you know, be a straight shooter.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing. Her and Hillary made the same mistake. They both claim they want to big up the middle class, right? But the Democrats' roots are in the poor class. It's more poor people than middle class. Right. That's who Donald Trump went to talk to. You are talking to a middle class. You're talking to bringing people up. Well, what about these people down here? Guess what? These poor people who got a bigger population, guess what they got? A right to vote too. Right. So there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice talking to you, Janet. Get some rest. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay. Damn. Janet standing on business on a late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Guys, on the screen, youtube.com/@SamIAnalyze. Sam, are you out there? Oh, did anybody see Ja Morant push LeBron James in the back? Was that yesterday's game? Area code 585, you there? Good evening, 585.
Yo, it's Lane with a Y, Generation Y.
Lane, good to hear from you, Lane. You have to watch the language, or I'm gonna drop your call. You know, right now. You got me?
I got you, boss.
Okay, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It looks like the Lakers are on a swift decline. You know, it looks like they just announced today that Bronny Jr. is going down to the G League.
Really?
Yeah, basically the minor league of the NBA.
Okay.
Just got announced he'll be playing for the Salt Lake City team for the Lakers, the South Bay Lakers. But yeah, ever since a great start, you know, they did a great ritual. They brought Ken Griffey Jr. in, and father-son legacy story for LeBron James and his son. Right. But now he's lost some of his stars. Anthony Davis had some injury problems towards the end of one game 2 games ago. Okay. Even though he started off as the NBA Player of the Week for the Western Conference. Right. Anthony Davis, 35-point games, 12 rebounds, a great performance from him early. But now the Lakers are losing, you know, and they just lost to the Memphis Grizzlies in a tough matchup. Again, LeBron, he's trying to build some new superstars. But, yeah, they did lose that game to the Grizzlies. And Ja Morant was like, of course I don't like this team. they kicked him out of the playoffs. They kicked this team out of the playoffs just recently.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
Pretty cool. We just watched the Baltimore Ravens. That black boy for the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, now hold on a second. Was it last year or the year before they had that whole mix-up thing with Shannon Sharp, Ja Morant? Was that a Lakers game? I forget.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp with his little boy sitting on the sideline, and had a little rough hustle going on there. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
His former stylist.
Tutors, allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's still coming off that suspension, so they put him through some humiliation there. Okay. But yeah, man, I'm checking in.
Well, now hold on a second. Okay, so they gave Ja Morant a technical foul with regards to the game this past Wednesday.
During the game, yeah, I can't remember what happened.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, and I see again the Grizzlies did win. Okay, how you been otherwise, man? I'm talking about the guy in Arizona who live streamed himself choking out a DCS worker. Did you see that, Lane?
Oh, man, yeah, the CPS worker, man. Just a black man in America without a lawyer. What are we going to do? We want to choke somebody. Who's going to educate us in the law, And these child protective services, these groups are really agencies that work against the black man in America.
Okay.
If only the black woman could understand the power of child support. This is modern slavery, collecting wages from black men unwillingly, and us black men not showing up to court, default judgments. Okay. Star, bless you. If I'm your long lost son, you owe big time.
You have mentioned that before in the past, but now hang on a second. You're up in Rochester, New York. So up there,
upstate.
Upstate, right? Okay, so up there it's called CPS, Child Protective Services. I guess that's the same thing as DCS, or it varies from state to state. That particular name, yes.
Yeah.
Any experience? Any personal interaction? Are you a father?
I have a 4-year-old daughter. God bless my 4-year-old Puerto Rican baby. What I will say is that we do understand the power of being a petitioner instead of a respondent, custody, right? Understand these contracts. Kanye West, $200,000 a month in child support. Dame Dash, the reason why I'm broke is because I paid $4 million in back child support. This is why Rockefeller is up for auction right now, okay? This is the attack on the black man in America. It's through your baby mama, nigga. You better get your money right.
Wow. Kanye West pays how much per month?
Oh, you didn't hear?
I forgot.
Oh, $200,000 in child support. You better hear him crying out about that. Better call Ty Dolla $ign for another album, nigga.
That's crazy.
People like them Yeezy.
That's crazy. Lane,
all right, boss. Cut the check, son.
Salute, man. Great to talk to you. Okay. Lane with the Y tapping in. He did good. No profanity, huh? 347. Good morning. It's now Friday morning. Are you there? 347.
Good morning. How you doing?
Yes, sir. How are you?
All right. Well, let me say, yes, indeed, I would definitely crash out for my children. I'm a father of 4.
Okay.
I have a 5th one on the way. I started making my babies at 50 years old, sir. I'm going to be 54 next month. I got 4 beautiful babies,
Congrats.
2 wives.
Congrats.
I live in a beautiful mansion in Georgia. And God damn it, this is my first son.
Okay.
I found out about him yesterday. One of my wives told me, and I'm celebrating still.
Peace.
I'm listening, I'm watching you now. And let me tell you something. If that would have happened to my son or my daughter, that they wouldn't even have found dude. And let me just say this.
Hang on a second. Let's have that real serious conversation. I'm not trying to amp up the set. And please watch the language. I have to say that because I want to keep this stream up. So you saw the video, right?
Yes, I did.
I'm not condoning his actions, but I mean, wow, man, I would feel really weird if some grown-ass man, even though he's from the Department of Child Safety, took my 9-year-old daughter in a room. She doesn't know you, and you're questioning her about me. I would feel like that's a total violation and an invasion. But again, I'm not a father like that, and I don't do hypotheticals. Take it from there.
Well, like I said, I am a father. And like I said, that would be the end of him. That's all I'm going to say on that. As far as, let me say, make 2 more points. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I know Kenyatta. I know Buck. And I'm going to just say like this, man. That's my man. We was both Muslim together. And so I know Buck for years.
Okay.
And, you know, you 49 years old, dude. I'm 53.
Okay.
I got 4 years on Buck. I'm like, dude, you looking like a whole little old man out there. You got your ass whipped. You was trying to roll up on some young cats, some young niggas who had that smoke for your ass. And you tried to rep that whole boot camp thing. And that's cool. I like boot camp. But Buck, he got to know where reality and fantasy end. Nigga, you ain't no gangster. You ain't no thug. Kenyatta, you not. Stop it. You walking up on these young niggas, they got a whole nother can of smoke for your ass.
Yeah.
You ain't no thug dude. I don't know what he's smoking on a pack of that Brooklyn shit. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes.
Sir, you have to watch the language or I have to drop the call.
I got about it.
Sir, if you don't watch the language, I have to drop the call.
Okay.
Please.
I got you.
Please.
All right. My bad.
Okay, so now, did you go to MREC TV or did you see me playing the video here?
I saw you playing the video here and I saw MREC. And like I said, I really wanted him to be okay because I know you're a little dude. Buck is 5'4", man.
Yeah.
He a little guy.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have been walking up on nobody like that. You an elder. You about to be 50 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 53. I'm gonna be 54 next month.
Does he own one of the buildings or something on that block? Because that's one of the reports that came out with regards to some squatters. Is that what that guy was talking about, or do you not know the backstory?
Yeah, I know. It was basically, from what I get from it and from what I'm hearing, is that it was his building. Dudes was squatting in, and they probably was hustling out of there. Oh, ain't no telling what they was doing in there. And he called himself walking up there trying to step to these dudes, and he believed in that whole 5-foot thing and all that. And he busting his gun and all that. Come on, dude, you ain't cut like that.
Okay,
I'm cut like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know him from back in the 90s. He ain't cut like that. Okay. And no disrespect to him, but you can't be walking out here acting like you in your 20s and you going to bust your gun. You about to get into it because people will take you up on your offer. And that's what happened. Yeah. He walked up on these dudes. He called the cops on these cats, Friday, and told them, yo, these dudes are squatting in my building. They take it like you a snitch. So that's when he come out. And
one last question. One last question. So now, was it a one-on-one with that guy who was calling him a snitch, or was it other guys? Because all we saw, or all I saw, was the aftermath. Was it the one guy who was filming him, calling him a snitch? Is that who he had to fight with?
Yeah. It wasn't. Listen, come on. Let's use logic and common sense here. Ain't no 4 and 5 guys beating on Buckshot. He would have been out of here. He would have been unalived. He can't take no hits, man. It was one dude that just basically gave him a quick boxing lesson. You know what I'm saying? And he should have kept his mouth shut. You don't walk up on people if you ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay.
He was at fault for that. He did that to himself.
Gotcha.
You walking up on people, pulling up on your pants. I watched the whole thing. He pulling up on his body. He about ready to square off. Yeah. And dude squared off on him first. And that was it.
Sheesh. Okay.
One dude did that. So don't believe that BS about, a bunch of dudes jumped on them and that niggas be lying.
Right.
Stop lying.
Hey man, I appreciate
you got duffed out, nigga. You gotta take it. You a Brooklyn old school nigga. You got duffed out.
Yeah.
You wasn't ready, nigga.
I appreciate the call and congrats on the new baby, man. Salute.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Salute to you.
Okay. Okay. Sheesh, guys, go to MREC TV. 561 of your father. Late night. 561.
Yeah. What's up, Star? How you doing?
Hey, man, how are you? Please watch the language. Please, sir. We're having some good discussions here. Did you see the video? The Arizona, the father, he crashed out. You see it?
Yeah, I saw that. But, he shouldn't have done that. What he should have done is wait to hear what really happened. Because now, if he does get put away for attempted murder, he's not going to be in that girl's life. You could go the legal route or just calm down, relax, and try to get some money out of the situation. Because, what they did was wrong. But now you went and choked them out and put it on live stream. He just confessed to everything.
Can I respond, sir? Stay with me. I'm gonna give you the last word. But now his daughter now knows my daddy about that life. My daddy about that life.
Right.
Right. Now, truthfully, my father was the same type as that guy. As that guy who choked that man out. My father was just a country nigga. He didn't give a F. You know, he was known for hitting people in the head with the gun when I was a kid. I mean, I used to say, "Whoa!" He's a country nigga like that. You know? So
but you know the
guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
guy.
The girl's only 9 years old. I mean, now you're not going to be there. You're potentially not going to be there to protect her the rest of her life. You know what I mean?
Well, what is he going to get for attempted murder? What is it? 2 years? Let me look in the live check.
I don't know, man. I don't know. In Arizona, I don't know what the law is over there, but
hang
I
on.
mean,
Troll baby. Hang on, sir. Hold on. Troll babies. Attempted murder in Arizona. What is that like? 2 years? 2 years. Hold on. Someone said 1 month. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
2 years. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got 2 daughters myself. You know, I could sit here and tell you what I think I would do, but what I would do at the moment, I don't know.
Come on, you have the floor. Come on.
Yeah, man. You know, I can tell you, like, people react different at the spur of the moment. Like, if somebody molested my daughters, I'd crash out. I'd kill them. I'd be in jail.
Okay.
But if you're just talking to my daughter and asking her questions about how I parent and I have nothing to hide, I'm going to sue the heck out of you.
Okay.
You know, the school board too.
Can I ask
anyway,
you? Stay with me. Stay with me. Where you from, sir? What state are you from?
I'm in Florida, man.
Okay. Dade County? No,
I'm in Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach. Okay. What did they get?
I'm about 10 miles away from Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, okay. So what are they giving out down there for attempted murder? It's no more than 5 years, right? Man. Attempted murder?
Yeah, they don't play down here, man. Down here, the DCS, Department of Child Services, and the reason why I know about all this stuff is because my ex-wife is a family law attorney.
Oh, damn!
And she used to come home. With some horror stories. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, you know, how could people actually do that? And in some cases, you know, people, they crash out. Like you said, they crash out when it comes to their kids. They just see red.
Now, hang on. You said that's your ex-wife, and she's what type of attorney?
She's a family law attorney.
Why is she your ex-wife? What happened, respectfully?
Well, you know, I've been with her for a while, and you people just grow apart. You know what I mean?
Man, but she's an attorney. I know she's getting that back.
Yeah, man. It cost me nothing to get divorced.
Okay. Now, did you upgrade respectfully? Did you upgrade from an attorney?
No, not really. I mean, you know, it's the financial status doesn't really mean anything to me. Okay. You know, it's just if you like the person and you love the person and you get along with the person and
gotcha. Okay.
You know, but my daughters, you know, they're both in their teens, so they adjusted pretty well.
Okay.
You know, we're both involved with the kids 100%.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
So you know, and that's it, man. As far as Buckshot, bro, I was raised in New York.
Okay.
And raised in Brooklyn. And I don't care how much they're trying to gentrify it, bro, I would never go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
because even though I
spent a lot of years in Brooklyn, but whenever somebody says, yo, why don't you be coming around the hood no more? I always say, I'm not from Brooklyn. I was just passing through. I don't owe you nothing. Come back there.
Yeah,
I always say to them, I say, why are you still there?
Right.
Why are you still there?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what, man? I had a great childhood there. I had a great childhood in New York. Okay. But it's different now.
It's different now. Yeah.
It's different now.
All right.
All my friends moved to Staten Island. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They moved to New Jersey.
Nice.
They moved to Rochester. They're out of the boroughs, man.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Salute. Salute.
All right, sir. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Thank you. Okay. 631. You are my last caller. Are you a father? 631.
Hey, what's up, Star?
Hey, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this sophisticated ignorance.
Hey,
yeah, I'm a father.
Okay. Did you see the video?
I'm a father.
Did you see the video? You have to speed the Arizona father who crashed out. Ooh.
I seen the video. I have a whole different perspective on it.
Please.
So,
please.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. You know, personally, I've been in that, you know, situation or whatnot when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I can like actually feed into it. I can read into it to see exactly what happened. The daughter was pulled aside away from the father so they can find out exactly. All right. Basically, it was some kind of accusation made where they had to talk to the daughter alone without the father.
Right.
Now, the father crashing out totally ruined everything for him if he was innocent.
Okay.
So that's just my take on it.
Well, now, hang on a second. We had a very knowledgeable and educated crisis counselor who called in, and she said some type of report was made. Thus, the reason why DCS, went to the school and spoke to the girl.
Exactly.
All right. So
exactly. So if you want to get, if you really want to get deep into it, you can. All right. This goes.
But hang on a second. I'm gonna let you finish up here. But now there was an hour interview with this father and the DCS worker. And after the hour interview, I guess he didn't feel like he got what he wanted out of the conversation. He then put the man in a full Nelson and choked him out. So
exactly.
Are you that type, or what's your take? You say you don't see it like that.
No, I don't see it like that. Again, like I said, it's just like the educated lady before. She told you some kind of report was made.
Right.
Again, he's a single father. He has his daughter alone or whatnot. So either the mother, the absent mother, or a disgruntled ex-girlfriend or somebody made the accusation. They made the report, and of course he's livid. He's mad, and when a man is mad, his emotions get the best of him. So he eventually.
Did you see his mugshot picture? He looked like he had no remorse. No remorse. Right?
None whatsoever.
And hold on a second. We don't know if that's his only daughter, but now let's. What would you say your name was? Something ignorance. What's your name?
Sophisticated ignorance.
Sophisticated ignorance. So let's go down that path for a second. This man did something that you might consider to be ignorant. Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. But did he now set a tone for his family, nucleus, whoever and however? Did he set a tone?
Not at all.
Hang on, sir. Hang on a minute. Let you get the last. Can you hear me? I hit a wrong.
I hear you. I'm at work, that's why, but I hear you.
Okay. Did he set a tone by way of crashing out, Don't you ever go into a room with nobody, and talk against the family. Did he set a tone? Maybe his daughter, will benefit from this. I don't know. What do you think?
Only way he set a tone is if he get off. Only way he set a tone is if he get off. Because if he don't get off, he ain't there to protect her.
Okay.
He ain't there to look after her.
Okay.
She don't have a mother, which means she's gonna eventually go to the auntie or the mother that raised him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a repeat of whatever he did is just gonna be a repeat, and she's gonna do it too.
Okay.
Because the people that raised him is the one that's gonna be raising her.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for tapping in.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay. 757, you there? Please watch the language. You're my last caller. 757.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Well, it's morning now, so depending where you are.
Oh,
how are you?
I'm all right.
It's cracking.
Hey, I'm trying to catch up. I just got off work. I'm heading back to Virginia Beach from Manassas.
Okay.
But I'm a couple minutes behind, and I just hit the live, so I got caught up to where you're at now. I was the last thing I was listening to was the female talking about Buckshot.
Well, that's not really my main topic. There is an update. You can go to MREC TV on YouTube. He's got a recent update, but there's a video that we played earlier. I guess you didn't see it. The Arizona father who crashed out and choked out a DCS worker. You didn't see that?
Oh yeah, no, I seen all of that up until about 40 minutes ago.
Okay,
I was like 40 minutes behind.
Okay,
because yeah, man, you don't take no young female into a room without no adult supervision. I don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. I don't care what your title is, whatever you think you are, because children are very manipulative. You know what I mean? You can manipulate a child. Mm-hmm. A child to say anything if you word the question a certain way, a child would say something as if they agree with what you're saying, even if it's,
Good point. Yeah.
So that's just not cool. I don't know if I would have took it to the point of choking my man up, but I tell you, I'm not glad at it, but I ain't mad at it at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't mad at it, man. Because you got to protect your children, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got to protect your child. And don't nobody play about their child. Don't nobody play about their child.
Yeah.
No one.
I don't know. The what do you call that? In terms of the curriculums is what I'm trying to say. The curriculums, today, how early they start teaching, about trans this and gay that and yada yada yada. But I would be concerned. Are you a parent?
Yes, I have two young boys and an adult daughter. But yeah, no, and that's another thing I agree with Trump on, because from what he speaks on, he's like, nah, you can't be teaching no child that's still trying to learn the rules of society. You can't be saying nothing about no trans making it all right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that, they're allowing surgeries. They're like promoting children to get sex changes.
Too much. It's too much. I don't want my child, again, I don't do hypotheticals, but I wouldn't want my child or children to be easily influenced by a teacher with regards to that sort of stuff. I don't want you teaching my kid about sex at all until maybe
they don't have that authority.
The seventh grade. I've done some stories where I think as early as kindergarten they can. I could be wrong, but as early as kindergarten they can start teaching and talking to them about different realities and things like that. No.
See, we we I'm not sure, but if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. We need to step up, like as parents. We need to be, because a lot of people, they send their child off to school. That's like a free babysitter. A lot of people can't wait to get there. Go, get out, go.
Okay.
But we need to be monitoring our kids more, because these, like you said, I don't remember signing nothing, but I'm pretty sure there is some fine print somewhere that we're not paying attention to that, you know, we're giving them consent to do these things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if there is, then you about to have me go to my kid's school, man. Like, for real, when I pick them up today, bro. Like,
I suggest that you do, man. But hey, I'm getting ready to shut this down, man. I appreciate the call. Thank you for tapping in.
Can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing about the what the female said about the Buck situation? We are with this new internet and this social media, we are on the same page. It made the world, it's like an equal playing field now. Right. And I put up a post defending this man literally yesterday.
Well, now hang on a second. Don't kick his back in. I don't have the full information. Please go to MREC TV on YouTube.
I will. Yeah. I will. I got.
Yeah.
He's in my feed.
Okay. I don't necessarily know. I was just trying to get educated, but I thank you for the call. Thank you.
Hey, good night. Good day.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right.